Thank you for letting me know this. So GMP, the value of good and service produced, GMP must be same as all our spending by household, which is called consumption, spending by the firms, which is investment, spending by government, that's government spending by the foreigners, okay? Foreigners want to buy our product, that's nothing but net export minus import. And this must same as our national income. Okay? Then when we talk about this, okay, national income and GMP, and this net export is called current account, shortly CA, current account. So we can see that GMP is nothing but C plus I plus G plus current account. Okay. So current account is nothing but export minus import. You can find out this relation. Then from here, okay, what you can find is that, okay, this current account is, think about it, this is the what? Domestic expenditure. Okay. Domestic household, domestic firms, domestic government. So this spending, sum of C, I, and G is nothing domestic expense. Current account shows foreign expenditure. Okay. So given this, right, we can find out that if we move this domestic expenditure to the left-hand side, you can find this relation. CA is nothing but, okay, CA is nothing but GMP minus this domestic expenditure. There is nothing but GMP minus what? C plus, I plus, G plus. From this relation, what we can find is that, okay, if CA is larger than 0, that means there is a what? Surplus, current account surplus. To have a current surplus, this must be larger than this. GMP must be larger than C plus, I plus, G, this which is domestic spending. If current account is less than 0, that means we have a trade deficit, current account deficit, okay, deficit. If we have this deficit, that means domestic expenditure is bigger than GMP. Okay, this. Okay, we can find these relations. Okay. Then now this is what? The production. And this is what? Domestic spending. So what we can find is that trade deficit is the result of what? Too much spending. We spend too much. We spend more than we produce. This is the case. Too much spending. Too much spending. So far we talk about this. If we impose tariff, right? What we can find is that we can reduce the amount of input. Okay, this is what we know. By imposing tariff, we try to reduce the amount of input. But tariff itself is not the solution to solve this problem. If we want to solve trade deficit, okay, which is this, okay, what we have to is that we have to either increase domestic production or we have to reduce our spending. This is the fundamental. So what we can find is that the fundamental way to reduce trade deficit is what? Increase domestic production or reduce domestic spending. This is the fundamental way. So we can find out this from national income account. Okay. Then I want to show some graphs here. Okay, can you see this graph? this graph shows the current account of the US. And this is the negative. This is 0. That means we have deficit. Okay, this is 1985, 1990, 2005, 2020. And this one, this shaded area shows economic downturn. Okay, so recession. So what we can find is that whenever economy get into recession, what happened to trade deficit? Decrease. Look here, whenever our economy is not good, so that if we reduce our spending, because of recession, what happened? Trade deficit shrinks. Look here, in 2007 to 2009, what happened? Our economy is in recession. Then what happened to trade deficit? From here to here, reduce. So this shows that, right? Okay. How do we reduce a trade deficit? In other words, how do we reduce this? We have to do this. Okay? Either we lower our domestic spending, or that means we have to have savings, increase savings, or increase our production. This is the fundamental way to reduce this one. Okay? This concept can be also shown in the case. Now think about national savings. This national savings is nothing but the national income that is not spent, okay? Spent by household consumption or the government. This is called national savings, okay? So for this national income, we use this GNP, right? C minus G, okay? And national income, let's say this is big S, national savings. Then this is by definition. This is definition by definition. National saving is given this. Okay. Then now recall that GNP is sum of this C plus I plus G plus. Okay. This current account. This current account. Right. Then from here, what we can see is that by moving consumption and government spending right here. So GNP is C minus G. Then this must be equal to CA. So this concept is nothing but same as this, investment and current account. So this must be I plus CA. So now think about it. If we have trade surplus, this is positive. Then what happened to national savings? National savings increases. If we have trade deficit, so this is negative. Then what happened to national savings? The savings decreases. Then we know that savings are very, very important to economic growth. So that's why the current account is very, very important in our economy. Okay, Then let's look at this national savings one more time. So savings is nothing but GNP minus C minus G. Then this national savings is nothing but sum of private saving and the public saving. So now think about this case. This is tax that we pay minus T plus T. This is 0, right? So adding 0 does not change at all. So if you look this one more time, then we can find out that GNP minus C minus C. We make money and pay tax. Then we spend. This is our private savings. Okay. You make $10,000 and pay $1,000 in tax. You spend $8,000. Then your saving is what? $1,000. This is your saving, private saving. Okay, so this. Then now what we have this and this. So T minus G. This is nothing but public savings. Tax revenue. Okay, we pay tax. Then this is government revenue, tax revenue minus G, government spending. This is public savings. So whenever government has budget surplus, then national savings increase. But if government has budget deficit, national savings also decline. So we can find out this.